Shalom, family, shalom. This is part two to Fatherhood, the video I just dropped earlier. Um, yeah, man, I just wanted to do a second part to this. I should be able to knock the rest of these precepts out. Um, yeah, man, so just kind of continuing where we left off. First, of course, first and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh 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 Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, all praises due. So just continuing where we left off, man. We read the Sirach 30. We read verses 1 through 13. Just going over how we're gonna bring it, or we're gonna bring up our children, man, through chastisement. And it's like I said, it's the continuation of this is just in books like Proverbs, man, and that's where we're gonna come out of next. Um, I'm gonna go to Proverbs Chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law." So this wisdom is instruction, pretty much on how to be righteous, man. And we got to use this wisdom that the Most High gave us and pass it along to our children. You know what I mean? Because it's like I said, man, the ways of this world, the way we grew up in captivity, man, it's not going to be the same in the kingdom for our children. I even brought out that precept in Isaiah. Um, you know what I mean? So we just, I think y'all kind of get it about how we're going to bring our children up through this word, man, and only this word and through its wisdom. But I just wanted to hit on these precepts, man, because like I said, it was on my spirit to just bring out this video about how we're going to be an example to our children and just bringing them up in fear and admonition of the Most High. So I want to scroll down to verse 10 and read through 12. This is Proverbs Chapter 4, verse 10. "Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings. In the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble." So we understand that this wisdom preserves us, especially in these last days, man. We stay grounded on this wisdom that we have been given through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, even going into verse 12, where it says, "Thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble." So, through this wisdom, man, we're not going to let our kids stumble, just like the Most High doesn't let us stumble. And they're going to be brought up the right way. You know what I mean? They're going to be brought up the way that the Most High has always wanted us to bring up our children through His Word. And all praises that will be happening as, this captivity comes to a close. This is just something we need to constantly be thinking about, man. How we're going to rule our household, how we're going to rule our children, man. And like I said, even if you weren't a dad yet, man, it's something you should be thinking about because, man, scriptures say in Isaiah 60, roughly paraphrasing, the weakest Israelite is going to have 1,000 kids in the kingdom. I think that's Isaiah 60 and 22. So Yeah, man. This is a pretty familiar precept, but I just want to bring this out. This is Proverbs Chapter 3, verse 11. It says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth." So, as the Most High chastises us, man, we chastise our kids. And it's all out of love. It's for correction. It's to show you why what you were doing, according to the Most High's word, wasn't right. You know what I mean? So you gotta be corrected on things, and we're gonna be having to do a lot of correcting with our children, bringing them up. Um, but it's going to work because the Most High said it's gonna work. You know what I mean? As long as we follow what His word says, what to do, and how to bring them up by chastisement, and continuously making sure they stay disciplined, rooted and grounded in this word, man. Hey, we're gonna have some, man. We're gonna have some beautiful ass children, man. Thinking about it. Of course, the 2/3 we already know that them coming out of the nut sack, they got about 1,000 years, so to try and get shit straight. But 144K, man. Man, we gonna be pleased to bring them up, man, for real. Um, and let me let's go to Proverbs. Stay in Proverbs, chapter 15, and I'm gonna go to verse 10. It says, "Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die." So, yeah, man. Correction is grievous unto those, man, that really don't want to hear it. Um, it's basically where the 2/3 lie. They can't take correction. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have to put that correction on our children. Um, it doesn't matter um, whether they quote unquote like it or not. It's just the way it is, and it's the way that the Most High has commanded us, to um, properly teach our children through this wisdom. You know what I mean? Um, it, if you can't take correction in the kingdom, man, you're not gonna make it. According to the scriptures, he that hateth reproof shall die. You're not gonna make it, man. It's just that simple. Kingdom's gonna be under strict order, man. Anybody's going off of that order, man. The Most High is giving us through His word. Hey, just like Yahushua said, bring my enemies thither and slay them before me. Luke 19:27, man. So Yahushua's not playing that shit when he comes back, man. Um, let's go down to verse 20, 15 and 20. It says, "A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish man despiseth his mother." So, yeah, man, we gotta make, we gotta, we want our children to be direct reflections of us, right? Like our Akwat are. You know what I mean? Um, so that pecking order, it falls right in line. You know what I mean? And bringing our children up, which is very important. Very important. You know what I mean? We want, at the end of the day, to be glad fathers of our children. And Most High says we are going to rejoice in our children. Roughly paraphrasing. I can't remember the scriptures, but man, it's a lot of scriptures. Quite a few about us rejoicing in our children, man. You can read about little in Isaiah 11, where I think it talks about like how our children are going to be playing with like snakes and stuff like that, like these wild animals, and it's not going to bother them. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be under the subjection of the Most High, and we're going to be the gods of this planet. So everything, just as the scriptures say, you can go back in Deuteronomy, I've read many times, man, just on, I think it was Deuteronomy Chapter 11, where it says, wherever thou shalt tread, you know. Um, Actually, let me bring that out real quick, because I don't want to butcher that scripture. Um, okay, yeah, this is Deuteronomy 11:24. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even unto the utmost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for the Lord your power shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you. So wherever we go, wherever our kids go, man, we're gonna have that respect back towards us. And this is how these other nations are going to worship the Most High through us. Because everybody else is going to be in fear of us, man, once we set this planet back straight. But let's go back to Proverbs. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next precept. This is a precept. This is a pretty good precept I want to bring out. This is Proverbs 17 and wait, hold on, it's a lot. Yeah, a 17 to 25. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bare him. So, like I keep bringing out, man, we ain't gonna have no kids without wisdom in the kingdom, and it's important to also think about how we're gonna purge out the ways of this society from aquat that we bring in with children already. So, yeah, man, like I had brought out my the first installment. You know what I mean? We got to be thinking about that too. With aquat that already have children, we got to think about how we're gonna purge the ways of this society out of their minds, man, and getting them on the right track. Um, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, this captivity taught us nothing but wickedness, man. We couldn't learn how to grow up and be in the fear and admonition of the Most High. We didn't even know who the fuck we were before we woke up to this truth. But all praise to Yahweh Shemi Shah. That's not going to be the case for our children. Psalms 89 says that thy seed shall be established forever. Why? Because everybody that comes after us is going to be growing up through this knowledge and wisdom continuously. It's going to be generation after generation after generation for eternity. This is why this kingdom is never going to be destroyed. You know what I mean? Because this righteousness is ultimately just going to spread forth throughout the planet. And the Most High has no reason to destroy a righteous kingdom, especially if it's His. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, I got a few more precepts in Proverbs I'm going to go over. Let's go to Proverbs Chapter 19, verse 18. It says, chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. You got to think, we've been crying out to the Most High for many generations. Of course, as we knew who we were, you know what I mean? And He didn't spare us. Whatever we still got to go through in this captivity, yes, we cry out to Him. He still doesn't spare what, that get back that we deserve. So it's the same with our kids, man. We can't, just because they're crying or, may feel soft spot, which, like I said, with that spiritual power, man, we're going to know all things. We're going to know, like, yeah, he's going to get over it, or yeah, she's going to get over it. But, you know what I mean? So, it don't matter if they're crying, none of that shit. It don't. Shit. We already know the concept of regeneration, man. So, they don't want to fall in line. They want to be rebellious, wicked, which will be the 2/3 that come through, more than likely. Um, yeah, man, I ain't gonna spare them nothing. You know what I mean? We ain't sparing shit in the kingdom. We gonna do this decently and in order, according to the scriptures. That's how we're gonna bring up our kids, man. Um, and this is a really good one, man. Same chapter. This is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 27. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causes to err from the words of knowledge. Um, so, like I just brought out, man, we gotta constantly teach our children this wisdom, um, constantly, so they don't forsake this way of knowledge. We're diligently seeking the Most High. Um, we're not forsaking the way of knowledge, but say, you stop reading the scriptures or this and that, which, if you're elect, man, Most High's not going to let you do that, man. He going to send something your way. But, um, he going to send something your way to really, like, get your ass back on track, you know. Most High's merciful, man. He tries to work with us. And as he tries to work with us, we're going to try to work with our kids, too. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be unjust or unfair, because everything is going to be through the word. It's just like that, man. I can't stress it enough. This wisdom and understanding that we have been given is going to be passed straight down to our kids. You know what I mean? And it just kind of, let it marinate and meditate on, this, man. Um, we're just going to be using the scriptures, and we can't go wrong from there, man. We can't. Um, Me personally, like I said, I didn't really sink in with me till like yesterday, man. Like, yes, I knew I was gonna have to bring up children and stuff like that, but like, really just diving deep into it, man. Just really thinking about it. It's like, yeah, man. Like, we definitely not only got to set example for our nation as a whole, but especially our children, man, because that's everything. You know what I mean? Once the children get brought up right, man, hey, it's continuous. That's what's going to keep the blessings going amongst us, because our children are going to keep hearkening unto the Most High. Like I said, that the 2/3, they have a different lot. They have about 1,000 years to get shit right. Those that are righteous come through our seed, man. Hey, ain't got nothing to worry about. Um, we already know that by the time they come forth, they're going to be obedient. We're going to raise them up the right way to be judges and rulers of this universe, but starting here on earth first. So, um, yeah, man. Let's go to Proverbs Chapter 22, verse 6. Says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, we understand we're coming into that time of eternity for the first fruit, so children are not going to grow old, but um, our kids won't grow old, but as they continue to grow, they should continue to evolve into righteous men and women of the Lord. So, yeah, if you think about it, like how you were raised, just how you were raised in this society, um, if we weren't woken up, man, we would be just like any other 2/3, like I said, bro, because we were raised up on wickedness. We weren't taught the proper way. You know what I mean? It just, and like I had brought out in the first installment, I didn't get much chastisement other than getting yelled at and shit like that. But like I said, bro, it's gonna be totally different for our kids, man. Totally different. Totally different. So it's just something to think about, man. And just that scripture alone, it's just like whatever you were brought up on is what's gonna make you who you are today. Where you grow, where you begin to mature into as a man or a woman of the Lord. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we've all dealt with this captivity. We all know that the way that we've been brought up was, wasn't right. But it was just the curses that were upon us. And we understand that we're about to break this generational curse through the first fruits, through that spiritual power, and creating this world back unto the Most High by taking what the heathens pretty much stole. They took our shit, man. All this shit is ours. Um, and I want to finish it off in Ephesians chapter 6. Pretty straightforward, man. I'm going to read verses 1 through 4. It says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord." That's what we got to do. That's what we're gonna do, man. Um, it's right there in Scripture. For children to obey your parents. We're gonna be that example for our kids, man. Ultimately, uh, our families, our nation as a whole. But that our children, man, that's gonna be very vital, man. Something to really think about. Bringing up our kids, man, in the kingdom. And we got the word, and I've gone through quite a few precepts to show you that our kids are going to be brought up the proper way through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Like I said, that pretty much us breaking this generational curse is going to be passed down to our children, and we're going to rejoice in our children, as the scriptures say we are. Think there's a precept, can't remember it, but it's coming to mind. That children shall be as aforetime. You know what I mean? Because our kids, like in the ancient world, a lot more discipline, bro, than now. Because we've been dealing with the curses. You know what I mean? So now that the curses are going to be off of us for good, hey, our kids are going to follow suit. You know what I mean? Bringing up the 144,000. They are going to follow suit. So knowing that, we just need to continue to meditate on this, man. I just thought it was something important to bring out, man, about our children and how we need to be thinking about how we're going to be bringing them up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the kingdom. And just thinking about that fatherhood lot, man, because, man, if you're righteous men of the Lord, once we receive that spiritual power, man, it's like you pretty much already become the father of your own household. At that point, physically, that's it. The Most High, we have proven ourselves to the Most High at that point. Once that turn up comes, and man, we're going to be essentially going to be a father for many, many, many kids, many generations to come, man. And all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. That's all I had, though, y'all. That's, like I said, that's all the precepts that I wanted to bring out. Lord willing, you guys were edified. Just want to end this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushua. All praises due. See you on the next one. Shalom.